Welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast with author Sarah F. Hathaway and co-host Chen Gibson. Blending survival, fiction, and fact to bring you entertaining education that will help you dream, survive, and thrive. And now, here's your host, Sarah F. Hathaway and Chen Gibson.
Hello, and welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast. This is episode number 445, and we're just enjoying some binge episode today. I got TJ Swenson, Mr. L. Douglas Hogan with me. Hey, Doug, what's up?
Hello, Sarah. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Don't do the voice.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Just like hairs on my back.
She's intimidated. She can't think.
Yeah. I just keep thinking about you, like, creeping behind me at prepper camp. That was, yeah.
Yeah, you can see your hairs standing on then.
Literally. That was a blast. Well, I'm trying to get Ryan up. Like I say, he's far away, so I'm not sure we're going to have him tonight. And then we were just having some issues, so everybody's here, and we're going to just game on. So that was the end of season 3. Season 3, man, I'm proud of that. I gotta say, like, I don't want to pat myself on the back here, but that turned out really, really cool. JB, thank you. Oh, JB's also here in the house, everybody. She's
hey.
Hey. Yeah, thank you
for... Switching content up there on the intros.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh, cut her short. But, no, appreciate all your help with the sound. Like, season 4, I've been putting it together, and it is just ripping action after action after action. So I have a feeling I'm going to keep you more busy for that season than for this one.
Sounds good to me.
All right. We got Silver Streak in the chat room. If you guys have questions about the show and stuff like that, I'd love to hear them. That would be great. I always get to just produce everything and then just kind of wonder where it goes. All right. Alrighty. So yeah, we've been having some, I didn't do my Changing Earth research today, but I'm always up on the sun activity and some crazy X-class flares going off. Luckily, they've been all like not very high duration, so that's good news. But a lot of concern going out there about the status of our magnetic shielding, guys. So it is time to think, like, what if tomorrow we were back into like steam engines and whatnot? Definitely need to stay ready. It's just an area where I hope I could excel, but man, that would be roughkins. That would be a whole new reality for a lot of us. So, you guys ready to live like steam engines? Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking steampunk, like, you know, in the future, because everybody that's used to technology, and then all of a sudden thrown back into the old West.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you'd have all these people with knowledge of technology, and then all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, I just turned you up a little bit because you were a little quiet.
Oh, sorry. It might be my headset.
Yeah.
So you get people with the knowledge of technology, and then all of a sudden they're thrown, back into the old West. And then all of a sudden from having nothing, you got all this mindset of technology.
Yes.
So intro into the steampunk era.
Yeah, I've been really looking into, I was watching this anime, Dr. Stone. And it's really written the way I like to write, which is just teach you a whole bunch while you're experiencing this fictional story. And so he talks a lot about like using the shells, just seashells for everything that they can do, and just kind of reintroducing our science technology. And I've been really into learning more of that because I'm definitely not a chemist, or, wilderness survival is what really always captivated me. But you know what? I'm not really interested in like surviving wilderness survival as a cave woman for the rest of my life. So it would be nice to be able to have some of that knowledge on how to, make penicillin.
How to shave again.
Yeah, right? You guys would all be hairy beasts. Oh, no.
Sticks together. Yeah, kind of reinvent. Like, I know this works because I've seen it happen.
Yeah, right. Like, that was the last flick of my bick right there, you know? So, I don't know that there's any kind of preparedness. There was a show called Colony where they were like, they threw people into like Katrina area, post-Katrina, and like, how were they going to survive? And this one dude was like a total preparedness guy. And he sucked the most out of like everyone. It was actually kind of comical. And it just makes you think like you're never, really prepared because this is the life we have. Unless you're like living it every day. And I do know people that live it every day, but there's still, even people like that, you know, something happens, like it's getting too cold for their fruit trees. They go get propane tanks so they can run heaters. You know, that kind of thing wouldn't be possible anymore. So,
right.
Yeah, big concern.
Humanity in general will survive. Like, you know, we survived from nothingness, from living in the garden with no technology whatsoever to where we are today. So if we were thrown back into the Stone Age, you know, via something like a solar flare or something like that, at least we would be ahead of the game because we know what we're capable of. We know that things exist. We know that, you know, rubbing two sticks together can create a fire and so on.
We haven't burnt down the Library of Alexandria for our time period yet. So,
right.
You know, the knowledge is out there. That's why I'm always a big believer in hardback books and things like that, because you got to have the actual physical in your hand.
Otherwise, as opposed to everybody going online looking up everything.
Yeah, digital, right? Oh, yeah, I did a digital download. I've got a hard drive. I've got a flash drive. Well, that's not going to get you really far if you don't have something to play it in. So
right, exactly. If it doesn't work, you can't open it.
Mm-hmm. You're done. And things like, you know, our homes nowadays are not built to actually live in without artificial climate, power to them. You know, they're not, people don't think about like how to place a home when we're building them, like so that the sun's correct and everything. It's just not something that they think about when they build tract homes. And, you know, there's a lot of people living on them, and those homes are just not going to be very conducive to an actual long-term survival situation, especially down here in the South. Oh my gosh. You know, it's all about air conditioning in the summer.
Right. Yeah, where things are a little bit warmer.
Right. Like up north, you know, you can build fires, stuff like that. We'd literally have to worry about wood. You know, with everybody trying to heat with wood, it would go real fast. We might, you know, cut down a lot of trees. The other thing is that I've noticed that even with food getting more expensive now, people not being able to eat, the hunting has upticked a ton. So as far as like people like, oh, I'm just going to go to the wilderness and be able to hunt and survive, I think that food supply is going to be tapped out before we even get to the disaster. Like, you're going to just see that the cases of poaching and stuff go up and up to where it might not be sustainable anymore.
Yeah, because you got how many people know how to hunt, but they don't.
Right.
Right. And then all of a sudden they get thrown into a situation where they have to. And suddenly, you know, you got your people that don't know how to do anything like that, killing each other for food. You got the people that do know how to hunt and gather and look for food and resources. All of them are doing it.
Right.
And so you get this mindset where, I'll just, people do it now. I'll just survive off the wild. I got 30 acres or 500 acres of land, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but you think that people are going to respect your borders, really, your land,
right?
When they're trying to survive?
Not at all. Yeah.
No, they'll hunt it out.
Yeah. And they might hunt you in the process because hungry people are, you know, just savage. Your
competition.
Yeah. Your brain literally goes to a different level. And then watching your kids starve, you know, I'll be like, man, cut my own arm off just to make sure they're eating. So, yeah, the deer stories, the Intrepid Commander just put up in the chat about the zombie deer disease. So I've heard that. Oh, they killed a whole bunch of chickens due to disease that's flying around right now. Down here in Texas, one of our biggest poultry houses had to literally destroy every single bird. So you think like you're Your eggs are expensive now? Get some chickens. What?
Chickens, yeah, because they're kind of nasty anyway. They're dirty creatures.
Yeah, they are. And they make noise. That's my biggest worry. Like, I like the ducks because they didn't make as much noise. Right? But, the chickens, when they're laying, it's just all kinds of noise going off. You know?
Yeah.
It would just be a beacon.
It would. You might as well throw the bat signal up into the air.
Right? Here we are. Here's food. Come kill my chickens. Yeah.
Rock. Give me rock.
Yeah, it's going to be all about community. That's one of the reasons Ryan was supposed to join us. He's in it's French Polynesia, down by Indonesia. And I was talking with him last night. We were trying to test our systems and whatnot. And he was just saying there's like, on the island he was on, there's only like 6,000 people there. And I'm like, dude, but they get hit by natural disaster after natural disaster after natural disaster down there. Like, you know, living on an island in the middle of the ocean is definitely not for this girl. But he was saying they build so it's easy to replace. So that is an option. And just the sense of community that everybody just comes together to help each other out and get each other through these hard times and whatnot. And it's almost what I'm looking forward to the most after like a post-collapse situation is, you know, get the communities back together. I think so. I don't know. Because I'm, you know, up in the air about the honesty of people these days. So it'll be, you know, you'll have to be the test. So what do you think? Going it alone or community up?
Oh, no, community up. I don't think it's going to take a very special kind of person, like
the former Navy SEAL or whatever. Maybe even if, though, because after you're alone for so long.
Like the lone survivor people, you know,
right?
Those kind of guys. Maybe they can survive alone, you know, for a while and do pretty good and get better as time progresses and eventually, you know, rebuild things on their own. But there's always going to be enemies. But I think for the average person, you definitely community.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, there's strengths in both.
For sure. Jasmine's all about community. She's my community gal. So.
Community's important.
Yeah, you're always working on like your groups and stuff like that. I love that. So. What do you got going on right now? You always have something, well, besides your foot, so you're definitely not doing much. You're kind of laid up.
Yeah. I'm out of commission for about 4 weeks, so I'm going to be taking it easy.
Oh. An overwhelming sigh from the PBN community. Oh. Oh. It's the worst. In the boot. Yeah, I did that for a while.
Yeah,
after a foot surgery. So
I mean, I spent a day at work just like walking all over the place on my ankle that I tore a ligament on, but I had like gaff tape. That's all I had. So I just gaffed my foot up and
with
just
gaff tape.
Gaff tape.
Oh my gosh, no.
Just so that way I could keep this event from like just completely crippling because it was a most chaotic event I've ever worked on in my life.
Of course, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Man, you're an animal. Gaff tape. That's awesome. Yeah. You gotta keep some ace bandage. I'm gonna med kit you.
Well, the funny thing is I usually keep a bunch of that stuff in my car, but I gave it to my sister for when she went up. She was going to go on like a summiting thing, so I gave a bunch of stuff out of my car, and I never got it back from her. And
isn't that the way it goes? That's why we have to like do those supply checks.
Yeah. And so lesson learned, I got to make sure that I keep my stuff in my car. So that way when I'm doing my thing, I have the right stuff to do the right thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. That sucks. Well, I hope you heal up fast. That's key.
Yeah.
Right. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and I'm excited to share the bloopers. So let's go ahead and do run that first one, and then we'll do some more chit chatting.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
TJ, sit down. TJ, sit down. Starting to piss me off. How many times I gotta tell you to sit down?
We're finishing up our game of soccer. Or work. We're finishing up our game of soccer.
But I don't know what to do.
About what?
What's her sneeze? How was that?
Gosh dang it, Dexter! Stop sneezing! You're gonna kill us once with that.
We'd be black shirts if it was up to him.
I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Here, I think in our production we have the peak of...
Okay.
He said he knew. I think I recorded that one. All right, next line. I want to take my forces north to retrieve her.
Your dad has him stabilized. His legs aren't moving. Oh. Shit. Blooper. Your dad has him stabilized. His legs are moving.
But sir, Serge told us that we should always stagger. I messed up! Ah! But sir, Serge told us we should always stagger that in for that. Dang it! But sir, Serge told us we should always stagger that formation. But sir, Serge told us we should always stagger that in formation. Formation! Sorry. But sir, Serge told us we should always stagger that formation.
Fighting grunts in parentheses. Push. I guess, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, shit.
I need fighting. Oh, push.
We were scared when the infertility law.
Ah. Are you jealous, son? You need a hug? Answer the question. You jealous?
Do you need a hug, TJ? I love that one.
God, you need a hug?
Do you need a hug? I was like, okay, and then the guy who plays Bennett, his name is Skip, and he's one of my buddies, my oldest buddies. He's trained with me a lot, helped recoup my knee and everything. Well, in the script it says I need fighting sounds, right? So he tried to like meld, literally, I need fighting sounds.
So that was the fourth.
Sorry. He literally tried to meld I need fighting sounds with like the fighting sounds. I was like, why would I need something like that? So I just thought that was pretty funny. Had to share that one.
So, like the phrase, instead of actually trying to find like kicks and punches and
Yeah, of like, right? He did like, I need fighting sounds. And I'm like, and what were you doing in the background with your woman while you were at it? That's just awkward. Yeah. So I had to put that one in there.
goober.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make sure to give him hell about it when I see him. So that was a good one. Yep. I didn't have too many spectacular bloopers from everyone this time. So I had to, well, actually I do. I just was more selective, I should say. So.
I was gonna say, maybe people are on to you now, right? So that you're collecting these and putting them on, and everybody's getting a giggle out of it.
They're like,
You know, make fun of me.
yeah. I'm like, man. Oh, JB took care of me in the chat. All right. I was like literally trying to get over there and like share my YouTube stuff. And yeah, that's why I was all noisy. So it is all on YouTube now, guys.
Well, see, I was using my. Right? We're all on YouTube?
Yep. Yeah. So you just go to author Sarah F. Hathaway, or F like Foxtrot, or just search Changing Earth. And the whole audio drama podcast is up on YouTube now. And it's really easy to listen to it there. Like as far as like pause and come back, that kind of thing. So I'm digging it.
Is that up to date? Is that current with the website?
It is. Yeah. It's literally linked.
Good, because...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, because like when I'm driving around, like before I retired, I was driving to work listening to the audio broadcast from the website. Every time my phone would like turn off, like my sound would too. And I was doing it a while ago, earlier before I went to mow the yard too. I was like listening live, getting kind of prepped up for this. And like when my phone would turn off after being left unattended for so long, the audio would kick off. But since I have YouTube, I pay for YouTube Premium, I think it is. YouTube plays in the background. So I can put multiple things over top of it, and it continues to play for me.
Yeah, the podcast will play in the background anyway because it's not a video. So it will play in the background even if you don't have like the super YouTube as well. So it's really, that's why I say I really like listening to it off of that platform the best. My biggest concern was being able to pass all the copyright restrictions of YouTube. But I selected all the music, appropriately, gave everybody their due, so everything passed. And if you're like, oh man, I really love that song, YouTube actually lists out all the songs and like gives the timestamp of when it actually plays as well. So that's pretty cool.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you love all my hip hop music that I put in there.
Yeah, I totally danced to it.
Yeah, I can just see you back there, like. Yeah, probably you and Mr. Lee. If I would have got Dane on, that would have been epic. So.
We would dance to that music as Swinson would.
Yeah. Oh, how did you hear the Swenson Christmas? Like what Swenson does on his Christmas? It was on like one of the episodes that played this afternoon was the Swenson Christmas. It's hilarious.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, it's hilarious. He's just all there like, well, I mean, it's kind of torturous as well because you know what Swenson's doing. He's just beating on someone. And then Margaret has her baby, And so Teresa's all like, here, hold the baby. And he's just like, what? No. It's good.
Gucci.
Yeah, it's squishy. So
I remember on I can't remember what Blade movie it was. I want to say Blade Trinity, wherever I guess the bad guy took a baby as a hostage and he tossed it up to Blade so he can get away. And Blade at the end of the scene was like holding the baby, like Gucci goo.
Right? Like, what do I do with this thing?
What do I do with the baby? Gucci goo.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I was like, oh yeah, Swenson Christmas. Yeah, that was episode 15, so you're probably out mowing by then, but yeah. And then ode to Brad. So Brad from 5 Times August, total champ, let me use his music in the show. And I Will Not Be Leaving Quietly. That's in episode 16. That's the song that plays all the way through, and fantastic song. And it's really, that song and that story behind that song is why I stayed on social media, because Brad was like having the same moment of, I'm just going to jump off social. I'm done with this stuff, And then he was like, no, I'm not leaving, and I will not be leaving quietly. So, and he wrote the whole song for it, and I loved it. So,
I've been on the verge of doing that very thing for I don't know how long, just telling myself every single day when I wake up, I'm going to dump Facebook today. I'm going to dump Facebook today. It never happened.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't go back on with my name. They know me and wouldn't let me back on. So I'm on there under Erica Moore. Go figure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And then I hired a little PR company, and they were able to get me author board again in my name. So, yeah, I'm still dealing with the when the pandemic started, we started a group called Citizens United for Freedom. We had over 1 million people in that group within 3 months, and they kicked me and both of my kids off. So,
yeah, because 1 million people is nothing to Facebook or YouTube. They don't care about that.
Yeah. 6 years of I paid them some marketing stuff to, advance posts and always promoting my business on there. 6 years of promoting my business on Facebook, and they deleted every single post I'd ever made. Literally, my husband was married to blank.
But we could put if we put $1,000 or $2,000, that might be a lot of money, to people,
to us,
where we're at. Them, it's nothing. It's like a few cents, and they could care less.
Yep. Yeah, they have their big advertisers, and it just doesn't matter to them. They're just boop. It's all a button click. Think.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Don't need them. Yep.
But that's, Brad really kind of hit a note when he told me that story, and I was like, okay, I'll get back on and see how we do. And they knew my email addresses, so they blocked them. I can't put it on my phone because I have to keep it away from my algorithm. So it's just crazy, right? I'm wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, for speaking about freedom. Yeah, fair enough. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the second sound clip, JB. JB's so awesome hanging out with us to be my tech person. I always told you I needed a tech person. And here comes JB. The Lord was like, here you go. You're blessed. Thank you, Lord.
All right, I will roll this now.
Dude. We have peak clearing for our voice actor throats. It's called coffee.
Get your disaster coffee.
Disaster coffee.
Disaster coffee.
We're actually drinking pandemic.
Disaster.
Great reset.
Great reset. We're drinking Great Reset. So.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Have you been into your own stuff?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Okay, let's get serious.
Yeah.
But, sir, I got a frog in my throat, sir. But, sir, she's my favorite girl.
I'm an assistant to Dr.
That's me. Yeah, I'm in the M's. Just kidding. Also, that noise that I just made was recorded. Just for the record. I don't know if I've ever even made a noise like that.
We got our date.
That's not tired and downtrodden.
That's not tired or downtrodden.
Well, we got our date. No, I want you to do.
Forced to act a certain way, say certain things.
True enough. How'd he take it? I don't know, man. Mr. Lee seems like he's always in a bad mood. Maybe he hasn't, No. Okay. Keep it G-rated here. Wouldn't it be funny if Mr. Lee just broke out into song, started singing, like a Broadway musical? That'd be great. Just for some weird random reason. TJ walks in on Mr. Lee singing to some strange 80s song or something. That'd be great. He's like, Mr. Lee, what are you doing? Oh, nothing, TJ. I'm just, never mind. Shut up and go work out. Alright, back to it.
I love Dane's interludes, dude. I always love putting that audio together. It is so funny to listen to him. I could do a whole blooper show just for him, pretty much. But, Doug, you're doot the doot, right? Are you still there? Did I lose everyone? Yeah.
I couldn't. Button wasn't working. I tried to myself. I'm like, why ain't this working? I hit it 4 times.
Yeah, you're like when I did the one, I had to put those 2 back to back. I was like, no way. Because I'm like, oh, right after. Yeah.
And then that chipmunk laugh at the end.
Yeah, those ones I just find. Right. No, but so I took Dane's suggestion to heart. We got a cute scene coming up with Mr. Lee and TJ for that one. So stay tuned for season 4 there. I was like, oh, thank you for the suggestion. No. Can you imagine Mr. Lee just total balloting it out? Like, he's always so angry. So, like, well, yeah, that's just his character. TJ's mentor right there. He got lots of love. Lots of love. Oh, man. I love those bloopers. Whenever I'm having a down day, just pop on the bloopers, man. So much fun. That's why I tell everybody, like, you guys listen to the audio drama like once in a while, but I'm always designing these, putting them together and everything. So I get to hear my friends like all the time. It's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, I got to text them, see what they're doing. It's usually when I'm working audio. So when you guys get those weird texts, that's usually what I'm doing. A lot.
Yeah, because a lot of us just send you like one reel of audio, and instead of hit the record and the stop record, and deleting that that piece of audio and then starting over, just one giant piece of audio. Let her edit it out. Let her decide which one she wants to keep. Let her,
I would rather it that way. Yeah, it's honestly easier for me to use. All right, are you still there? I still got you, Doug? Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, Skype's being weird today. Weirdo Skype. They're like, oh, you were talking about that social media stuff.
I was ready to say that. Like, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, it must have heard us talking about Facebook.
Right? Like, can't have that. Can't have that.
It's my big brother you're talking about.
Yeah, right? They own this stuff. All right. Sweet. It's so cool to have you guys all in the chat too. Bring questions. What's your guys' favorite episode? Like, what's your guys' favorite scene from the story? I think I really, 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 really liked how it turned out when Erica walked into the stadium. It was pretty darn cool. Doug, I'd have to say from your audio, you were probably most excited about when he was standing where we pick up on with this binge, when he was like right behind her at the bonfire. That was. Okay. So just so everybody knows, like we've already recorded and sent some stuff to you, and so a lot of stuff is like jumbled up in my head. Some scenes are jumping up in my head. I don't want to mess up. Say something, like a spoiler. But I'll say this. I'll throw this out as a blanket. I love every time, and I'm not condoning TJ's behavior, but I love every time TJ loses his shit, gets really mad, and starts laying it in with a whip on somebody to make them to learn who he is, to learn their place in his life. That's what I like. Those are all my favorite scenes. Oh, and with the whip scenes with the audio place that JB introduced me to, I got more whips that have like the swooshing noise that happens before it actually cracks and that. So I was able to like expand just the audio behind the whip. Yeah.
Like he's swirling it back behind him and kind of.
Yep. Doing like the right, instead of it just to be a snap each time.
Shaboom, shaboom.
Yeah. And I literally have like a sound pattern now for TJ putting initials on somebody's back. There's like
really?
Yeah. I have a specific whip crack sequence for that one now.
So you can picture the T, like the top of the T, the vertical line of the T, the top of the J, and then like 4 whipping sounds, right?
Yep. Well, 5 because he does a bottom hook on the J, right? So
because you can't whip around just right. He's really good, but he hasn't learned how to do that with that rip twist yet.
Right.
The wrist.
Yeah, to like crack it through. Well, and that's what the TV series, there's always a debate between animation and doing a live action. And I think one of the coolest things about going animation with it is you could give TJ's whip like life, like it's a snake kind of thing, right? That can make its own way. So
yeah, you could go extra mile, like because people say it's a cartoon, it's a fiction cartoon, so you can put that J effect on it with a little swirl,
right? Yeah, exactly. That it could magically kind of move because you're in animation instead of it having to be like so accurate to real life. So, yeah, and he gets more and more better, more and more adept at it as he goes. So, okay, so I'll give a little spoiler, a tiny spoiler, just because we're on this topic. Eventually, it gets pretty cold. They're wearing a lot of clothes. So TJ actually weaves in little razor blades into his whip. So that's...
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything like... I was going to say, like, and it's not a spoiler, but it's like there's some pretty angry and intense TJ scenes coming.
Yeah.
So... kind of, eager for those to be released.
Yeah, you were like, I'm giving you a whole bunch of very angry TJ. I'm like, I know. That's why I haven't given you the second half of the season yet. Ryan is actually the only one who's recorded up through the very end of the season.
Well, didn't 6, 7, and 8?
Yep, yeah, you're up to 8. But I have the whole thing written, man. I was so excited about this season 4 coming. I just sat at my computer and I ripped those scripts out so fast it wasn't even funny. So, a little bit of excitement over season 4. Stuff's coming down with Cassidy. Just Hall's all in the mix because Hall's character really got smashed last time. There's just so much good stuff that they'll be all over the country, what's funny, so I can tell like on my website where people are coming from in the country, right? And Lee's Summit, where TJ's compound is located in Missouri, is a real place. There's Lee's Summit, Missouri. And so I always love it. I get people from Lee's Summit actually logging on to my website, which is always, I'm like, they're in TJ's compound right now. Oh my gosh.
See, I'm looking it up right now. Lee's Summit, Missouri, just to see how far it is from me. It's 5 hours and 15 minutes from where I live.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's where Mr. Lee owned all the property and had his bunker there. And that's why they went there, after the Great Quake. So, but I use like real maps. I use, all the information that's really there as far as like nuclear disaster, stuff like that. Well, Doug, you're one of the rare people that's seen my master map to it. So, I have all of that marked out so that I can keep it kind of as realistic as possible.
Yeah, because you got to have, as a fellow author, you got to have kind of things plotted out in your head because it makes for better writing.
Yes. Yeah. So much into it as far as it goes. And keeping track, it's a long series, so I had to keep track of a lot of characters, where they were, what they, who they were. I've got pictures of everybody so I can go back and literally see them, eye to eye kind of thing. So... yep, that's all in the master file. We had a wildfire one time. That was one piece I ran back to save, despite the wildfire encroaching on our house. I was like, I cannot lose that notebook. It is nowhere digitally, and I will be just crushed if I lost that notebook. So I braved a wildfire for it even.
This is worth dying for.
I don't know about dying, but I'm pretty adept at I could have got a couple of ways out, back way out if I got stuck. So, because we really only had.
I'm kind of seeing you on horseback with face paint and a sword and shield.
You wouldn't be far off. Except I'd probably just be boonie crashing a car, two-wheel driver, you know. If it's front-wheel drive, you can get pretty far in it. So
brave Sarah. They'll never take
me. Don't take my notes. Oh, man. JB crashed again. Is she back? Well, maybe we should just get through the third roll so that we if she's in, is everything? Nope. She crashed again. All right, we'll wait for her. You got to meet JB last year at prepper camp. Yep.
Yeah. We because whenever I came over to visit you and yours at your campsite, she was neighbor, right? She was camped out. Like
she was camped with us. Yeah. And Ellen will be back this year for prepper camp. She's coming out from Australia. I might be bringing my mom with me, which means I might have my big Irish German Shepherd with me. So watch out, TJ.
Oh, no.
That's right. He's actually a big baby.
All right. I am back again.
Okay. We heard like a couple words of it, I think, before you crashed.
Yeah.
All right. We will get through it. Let's do it.
Oh, yes, sir. Let me tell you, it's an honor.
Commander Gray, nice to meet you. Oh, sorry. Let me reread that one. Commander Gay, nice to meet you.
From what I've heard of this woman, she's nobody's puppet. Did I say puppet or puppy? Puppet. Huh. From what I've heard of this woman, she's nobody's puppet. Rumor has it she's got a IWI took over too. Don't mess with that.
Teddy.
Trust me, son. Just kidding.
No, sir, but he abused us ever since we saw him in Vegas, and he did that a lot.
Ew. Gross. The kissing.
Since I'm in such a good mood tonight, I'm going to give you an option. Nate, how many licks would Sheila equal a day pushing? I gotta stop laughing. Hold on a second. See, Gilbert, there you go. Since I'm in such a good mood tonight, I'm going to give you an option. Nate, how many licks was Sheila? How many licks with Sheila? Hold on. Sheila's a dirty girl. Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta wipe this smile off my face.
He didn't have this time. He didn't this time. That was a blooper.
I got powdered. I got powdered. Teresa was out of flour, and so I was, and so, redo. I got powdered. Teresa was out of flour, and so was your house. Blah, 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 blah.
Let's not dampen the mood, son. You brought the perpetrator. Ooh,
You know what I'm talking about.
The prepper trader.
The prepper trader. We should look out when we go to prepper camp for the watch. Just look over our shoulder for the prepper trader.
The prepper trader. I know the prepper trader's around here somewhere.
Oh God, the prepper trader. Stay away from the prepper trader.
When he made that arrow, I was like, dude, there's no way that's not going in the bloopers. That is the best. And the licks with Sheila. Oh my gosh, you had me rolling on the floor, man.
I was so I record alone. I'm in the bedroom. I freaking got my gear on, and I was laughing so hard because I got a dirty mind anyway. So you can't give me a line like how many licks can Sheila? I can't stop. It just can't.
I never even thought about it that way, but then after I was like, oh, that makes... Yeah. We were on a survival trip one time, and there's this plant called blue dick that grows in California. And he's like, that's blue dick. And I'm like, maybe yours. He's like, now we know who the mature minds are. I'm like, yep. Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Okay. And the powdered scene, did you hear the powdered scene when you were listening earlier? That's when one of the earlier. Yeah. Okay. So the powdered scene, I think we were talking about this at prepper camp, actually. We were in the kitchen one day, and Fletcher just totally hits flour all over him, He's like, I got powdered. And so we knew we had to make that into a scene somewhere along the line. So that's one of the, you got to have some comic relief in TJ's line, So.
And that's why, TJ somebody had to get beat for that one.
Right? Yeah, he's like, well, what did you do about it? And Nate's like, nothing. I just a shower can take care of it. No.
Any licks would you want to give him?
Yeah, he's like 10. Wow,
I was going 3.
But I mean, if you say so, that's what we got to do now. Actually,
it takes to consider the Tootsie Pop.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that either. But, if you get hit with a whip, you call it a lick, licking, take your lickings, right? Oh, yeah.
Sharp whip.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And then the scene after where he's talking with Teresa about it, and they actually have, the laugh, ends on such a good TJ note that it's like, oh, he's not so bad. What a guy.
He's got so certain people.
Yeah, right. That's I was talking actually with Dave Jones the other day, and Margaret's character, she was written for the audio drama specifically. She's not actually in my novels, so I really liked Deanna and needed a good place for her. But it really brought that richness to TJ's role, so you can see that side of him where he was like, saved her when she was a little girl, and watching out for her and everything. So, yeah, it was a good addition. Some things just happen that way when you're writing,
Yeah.
Yeah. Alexis is actually one of those things that I had written what happened to her, and I'm not going to say what happens to her yet. You guys will have to wait for season 4, but that was one where I was like, oh, now I have to go through this story. And I was like, man. So sometimes you can back yourself into a corner as an author as well on certain things. But yeah, there's the bloopers. Season 4 is coming, guys. I only really have one more episode to put together, and we're going to launch season 4. We got the new cover for it, which my man designed for me. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that.
Woot.
Yeah. It's looking...
I enjoyed that one. At the police academy when I did that, because I had to go back to the police academy for 2 weeks straight to, get kind of a refresher. And one of the evenings after I was done studying, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and put this together. I thought it turned out good.
I think it turned out amazing. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I had sent one over. Anybody who's in the chat, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek over there at what it looks like for our PBN community. But, yeah, I had sent one over. I'm like, what do you think about this? He's like, yeah, well, you could do that. Or, and I like yours way better. It turned out cool. I was like, fine. Yeah, you're right. We're definitely doing that one instead. So, and I think I might have you do an intro as well for it. I've got a thought in mind that would be cool. So it might be like the TJ takeover season. Hint.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean by another picture with it says intro on it.
Oh no. You know how Christian reads the intro right now? They called her the lone survivor, but I called her mom, the intro. So yeah. I have a pretty cool thought in mind, but it'd have to be in your voice for the for the intro for season 4. So I might send that over to you. We'll see. I haven't decided if we'll do it this time or next time. So, but that's kind of where I'm leaning, is having TJ do the intro this time around. But yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. Wait till you have the end of it. I'm so excited to share it. But
which live chat are you sitting that picture in?
on the PBN Live, on Element.
Okay, PBN Live. All right, got it.
Yeah, that's where
there it is. Purdy.
Right? I know, I like the colors and everything. It turned out really, really sharp. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, you have the award for my very first piece of fan mail or of fan art ever when you did the Erica, the lone survivor pick. That was like the first graphic that I didn't ask anybody to design that you gave me. I was like, oh, I love it. Love that one.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I can share that one as well. Yeah, I just run out of creativity in that department sometimes when I'm just so immersed in the stories. So that always is nice to have a little bit of backup. And then the audio help. But like I say, the new site that I have allows me to design more in like 3D for the songs, because I can get all the song pieces and then play whatever instrument I want out of it. So you can just bring that dynamic just so much more to reality. It's complicated audio stuff. I'm an audio geek now. Me and JB. Yeah. I went from like...
One of us.
Right? JB's like, welcome to the crew. Yeah.
Like a robot.
Right. Oh man, my eyes get tired staring at it though, I'll tell you what. JB's like, you should take a break every once in a while. I'm like, it takes so many hours to design. I don't have break time.
Yeah, so there's this thing, it's called muddy ears.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, that's why we will take breaks throughout the day of mixing, because you start to not hear certain things.
Yeah, and really pick them out. But that's why I have you. You're my safety net.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I don't catch it, she'll catch it. I know it'll happen. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't find that picture. I won't be able to share it in the chat. I was looking. But. All right. So, words of wisdom on the way out. I'm trying to think like, okay, dream scenario for your season, Doug. Where do you see TJ at the end?
My season that I'm recording right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
On top.
Of course.
TJ's got to come out on top. Sometimes the bad guy is actually the good guy, and people's is just a point of view.
Well, I don't know. He hasn't been very successful as of yet. She's pretty slippery.
Well, he's slippery because the author has a slippery mind.
Yep, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that takes you on that one. What about you, JB? What's your wishes for season 4? Is there anything I can create special?
No, I just want to see how it goes.
Much better than much better than MTV Land.
Oh yeah, much better. Well, I'm not losing brain cells doing this. So
having to listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for it. Like I say, I think we're probably. I finally got my audio from Intrepid Commander. If he's still out there listening, thank you for finally getting audio in. Even though I have to nag you endlessly. That's so that I don't have to nag him in the future, hopefully. Call him out. But no, we're good. We're good to roll. So I'm thinking probably either at the end of May or second week of June. We're going to be looking at the beginning of season 4. So, woot! Everybody stay tuned. Please head over to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the audio drama there. I promise you won't be disappointed. It is way easier to listen to on that platform. And I just really appreciate the promotion there. I also have some cool shorts over there. If you like the shorts, you want to share them. I put yours up, Doug, the one that you did for TJ. He's coming. That one actually hit pretty well. I think it got like, I don't know, 70 views or something like that. So
I actually did that. Just I was having a day where I was just sitting around doing nothing. I'm like, kind of put my I think I might have got some new software or something. I was put into the test, and I used TJ's character for that.
Loved it. Yeah. So I put that one up, and that was a pretty good pick for his picture as well. The character that you used in that video. So I always thought,
where's that at the page on Facebook?
What's that?
Where's that located at?
So if you go to my my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then go to podcasts. I believe that one is in that playlist. I'm going to jump over there and look too. But I believe that one's in that playlist. And then I have some other cool shorts with the, the intro, just different videos that I did for that one. Let's see. But yeah, that actually did pretty well, that video. Everybody liked it. 78 views on it. So, and yeah, he was a good pick for... I always thought it'd be cool to have Stone Cold Steve Austin as Mr. Lee. Because he's too old to play Swenson now. But Mr. Lee, and that would be awesome.
Heck yeah. Right?
He could bring like the necessary a-hole to that role that it needs. Well, alrighty, guys. Head on over there. Check it out. Thank you for spending the binge day with us. Some blooper time and just hanging out on the Changing Earth. Looking forward to next week. We're doing the Women of Prepper Camp. JB, you're welcome to come on the show as well next week. I know you'll still be laid up, so if you need something to do. Survivor Jane will be here. Rhonda will be here. So absolutely come check it out. It's going to be the Women of Prepper Camp. We're throwing Chin off the show again, and just a girls' day. And then we'll be back to playing an episode of Vergis. So if you guys are missing out on your book read today, we'll pick that up next week with the Women of Prepper Camp. Thanks for coming, guys. Once again, head on over to YouTube, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And until next time, remember, dream,
thrive.
Thank you for joining Sarah and Chen for this episode of the Changing Earth podcast. Don't forget to pick up your copy of Day After Disaster, Without Land, The Walls of Freedom, Battle for the South, Dark Days in Denver, and The Endless Night at www.authorSarahFHathaway.com. If you love the Changing Earth series and podcast, become a supporter while you're there.